romance novels was my best friend. She was a huge romance fan, and she said, "You have to read this." She made me a convert.
Back in the day, my mother used to get Good Housekeeping, and they put abridged romance novels in those. And I was 13 and bought the real ones and had no idea that the stories were as steamy as they were.
The person that introduced me to romance was a wedding guest, and she gave us a copy of Vicki Lewis Thompson's Nerd in Shining Armor. Can't imagine why she'd give a librarian a nerd book, but she did, and so that was the first one.
It was my friend Julie's big sister because we were at her house and we found this box under her bed of Harlequin Presents, and we took them out and we stuck them away and we read them. I won't tell you how old we were.
It was kind of my secret thing that I did, and then I found out that everybody knew Harlequin. It was actually kind of a big deal. So.
Oh, I found them myself. Yeah, definitely in the library and my grandmother's closet.
I had a friend who read Harlequins all the time, and she gave me a grocery bag full of them. And I read that whole bag, and I went back for more. So I was raised on Harlequins.
I found a box of romance books in my grandma's basement.
I figured if she was hiding, there had to be something really good in them, so I would sneak them, and I started reading them at age 12, and they were Harlequins.
I worked for the Fox Sports Channel, and I worked at night, and one of my coworkers read romance all the time, and she actually was the one who introduced me to romance novels.
And I just kind of found it. I don't think anybody told me about it. And it was a love story after that.
My sister is a voracious reader, and she has read everything for years. So I used to steal her books when I was too young to be reading some of the books that she was reading, because she's several years older than me. So I would steal her books and read them, and then when I got a little older, she would give them to me after she's read them. So she really introduced me to reading.
My mom gave me an old 60s romance that she had pre-read to make sure there wasn't any naughty bits in it.
Unlike a lot of people who were introduced by their mothers or their grandmothers, I had a fear of flying and then picked up the romance novel in the airport bookstore, and it was the easiest flight I ever did because I totally forgot about everything except the story I was reading. So romance cured my fear of flying as well.
My mother introduced me to romance novels. She had a few, and of course, those very first ones she had were Harlequin.